I want to say in the onset of this that I love my country, despite what you're about to hear here. Now, what I'm about to read to you is from John Pavlovitz. I keep referencing him, and what I'm about to read is pre-scathing, but it's pretty accurate. His article is, "I don't like America." I used to think I loved America. I used to fully believe in its greatness. Growing up, I bought into the songs and its anthems and streams of mythology of liberty and opportunity, which I guess was understandable. For a suburban cisgender homosexual male who identified as Christian, they were as true for me as anyone. They were all I ever knew. That version of America has always been available to me, even though it was out of reach for most people. But the more I had my eyes opened by travel and the experience and curiosity and education, the more I saw the cracks in the glistening whitewashed facade and into the cavernous decay underneath. It is a sickness that seems more pervasive and profound than ever before. As bad as I come to realize that it was always this way, in many ways, it feels much worse now. Lately, I'm realizing that I don't really like this nation very much. Not the one we've been in, and certainly not the one we see before us. I don't like the fierce denial of silence. I don't like the mindlessness of the MAGA cultism. I don't like a cruel, whitewashed Christian church devoid of a compassionate Jesus of color. I don't like the unrepentant brutality of our law enforcement. I don't like the political party fully beholden to a traitorous monster. I don't like the racists who emboldened to bully store clerks and harass black teenagers. I don't like seeing people I love devoured by a baseless conspiracy. I don't like realizing how many people I know harbor white supremacy. I don't like so much about this place. My adversaries tell me that I should just get out, and on many days I agree with them. I confess to regularly daydreaming about leaving it all behind, about being somewhere else, about escaping the coming flood of fascism and fanaticism that feels completely unstoppable, avoiding my increasingly hateful neighbors and cutting off my unhinged family members. Yet I know even having the option to do so, such things is merely a symptom of my privilege and a luxury many people can't afford. People who will remain here, regardless of what happens because of their forebears, had stayed. Though I really don't like America, I'm trying to stay in America too. I'm trying to stay because my children and so many other people's children deserve to inherit something less than what this place is, and more like what the place it could be. The nation's songs declare, but we have not yet been. I'm trying to stay to show people that Christianity is not what they've been told it is by this MAGA Bible Belt bastardization with a bloodthirsty, gun-toting white Republican Jesus with no love for his neighbors. I'm trying to stay to stand up to the grocery store bullies and the mosque store vandals and the social media terrorists and the truck flag bigots, to let them know that they don't have to run the house because they had a kindred spirit in the White House or steadfast advocates in the highest levels of Congress. I'm trying to stay to be a builder of the country I dreamed living in, the one whose glory I have seen brief flashes of, the one that has been made better by good people who decided to be loud in the face of really powerful violence. that seem to be winning. I'm trying to stay here and get my hands dirty instead of watching from a safe distance and praying someone does something to keep it all from hitting the fan. Because that's how we ended up here. Most of all, I'm trying to stay because I've done my time and made my mark and earned my scars. And I'm not going to let anyone threaten me, push me, or shout me out of here. Because diversity is worth fighting for. Because going backwards is not an option. Because the shared outrage of decent human beings is more necessary here than ever before. And yes, I fully believe it's all going to get worse before it gets better. But I'm staying so that hopefully the worst isn't quite as bad, and so the better arrives a little bit sooner. I'm going to be that light which resists a nation growing ever darker. If things continue to evolve and our system fails, and fanaticism and fascism gets a greater foothold, I may decide that remaining here is morally impossible. But for now, I'm going to roll up my sleeves, stay myself, double my resolve, and work tirelessly alongside millions of others here who don't like America but care deeply about the desperate people who deserve a much better version of it. I love liberty and equality and diversity, and America has a shot of being a home to these things. For now, that's reason enough to stay. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.